Welcome to Healthy Living Every Day, your companion on the journey to a healthier and more energetic life. Subscribe to the channel today so you won't miss simple yet effective health tips for everyday living. And now, let's dive into today's important topic, high creatinine levels. 10 foods to avoid immediately. Did you know that high creatinine levels are a warning sign that your kidneys may be under serious stress? When kidney function declines, the body cannot filter toxins effectively, leading to dangerous buildups in the blood. Over time, this can trigger fatigue, swelling, high blood pressure, and even life-threatening complications. What many people don't realize is that some of the most common foods we eat every day are silent contributors to rising creatinine levels. Without knowing, you might be overloading your kidneys with substances that make their job even harder. That's why doctors often recommend paying close attention to your diet if you have kidney concerns. In this video, we'll reveal the 10 foods you should avoid immediately if you want to protect your kidneys and keep creatinine levels in check. By simply removing or limiting these foods, you can reduce the burden on your kidneys, improve blood filtration, and support long-term health. Warning: if you or a loved one has been told your creatinine is too high, don't ignore it. Starting today, make smarter food choices. Remember, healthy kidneys are the foundation of a healthier, longer life. To truly understand why high creatinine levels are so dangerous, we need to first know what creatinine actually is. Creatinine is a natural waste product that forms when your muscles use energy. Every time you move, walk, or even breathe, your muscles burn fuel, and creatinine is one of the byproducts left behind. In a healthy body, the kidneys act as powerful filters. They take creatinine from the blood and remove it through urine. This process keeps your blood clean and balanced. But when the kidneys become weak or damaged, they cannot filter efficiently. Instead of being flushed out, creatinine begins to accumulate in the bloodstream. This buildup is a red flag. High levels of creatinine don't just signal kidney stress, they also mean that toxins are staying inside your body longer than they should. Over time, this can cause fatigue, swelling, high blood pressure, and damage to other organs. Think of creatinine as the smoke from a fire. The more it builds up, the clearer the message. Your kidneys are struggling. That's why doctors often check creatinine first when testing kidney health. It's a simple but powerful warning sign. One of the biggest dietary contributors to high creatinine levels is red meat, including beef, lamb, and goat. These meats are rich in creatine, a substance found in muscle tissue. When the body digests red meat, creatine is broken down into creatinine, which then enters the bloodstream. For people with healthy kidneys, this extra creatinine can usually be filtered out without much trouble. But if your kidneys are already weak or under stress, the added load from red meat becomes a serious problem. The more you eat, the more creatinine builds up, forcing your kidneys to work harder than they should. Over time, this can accelerate kidney damage and make creatinine levels rise even further. In addition, red meat is often high in protein, saturated fat, and purines, which can increase the risk of high blood pressure, gout, and other conditions that also harm the kidneys. That's why many doctors recommend minimizing red meat intake if you're concerned about kidney health. Backhand index pointing right instead, choose healthier protein sources like fish, skinless chicken, beans, or tofu. By limiting red meat, you give your kidneys a much-needed break and support overall health. Another major enemy of healthy kidneys is processed foods such as sausages, hot dogs, canned meats, and other prepackaged products. While they may be convenient and tasty, they are loaded with salt, preservatives, and additives that silently harm your kidneys over time. The biggest danger is excess sodium, salt. Processed foods are some of the highest sources of hidden salt in our diets. Too much sodium causes the body to retain water, which increases blood pressure. High blood pressure, in turn, is one of the leading causes of kidney damage and rising creatinine levels. In addition, preservatives like nitrates and phosphates, commonly found in canned meats and sausages, add extra stress on the kidneys. These chemicals not only raise toxin levels in the blood but also interfere with how the kidneys filter waste. For someone with already weak kidneys, this extra burden can accelerate decline. Backhand index pointing right. The solution: limit processed meats and canned foods as much as possible. Choose fresh, whole foods instead, lean cuts of chicken or fish, fresh vegetables, and home-cooked meals with natural seasonings. By cutting down on processed foods, you reduce salt intake, protect your kidneys, and support overall health. When it comes to foods that silently harm your kidneys, fast food is one of the worst offenders. Items like pizza, fried chicken, French fries, and burgers may be satisfying in the moment, but they are packed with unhealthy fats, sodium, and preservatives that put enormous stress on the kidneys. Most fast foods are deep-fried in unhealthy oils, creating high levels of trans fats. These fats don't just harm the heart, they also increase inflammation in the body, which can make kidney problems worse. At the same time, fast foods are overloaded with salt and hidden sodium, which raise blood pressure and cause water retention. High blood pressure is a direct enemy of kidney health, and it also drives creatinine levels higher. Another problem is that fast food meals are often large portions with very little nutritional value, too many empty calories, not enough vitamins, minerals, or fiber. This combination can lead to obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, all of which are linked to kidney damage. Backhand index pointing right. To protect your kidneys, limit fast food as much as possible. Choose home-cooked meals, baked options, or fresh salads instead. Small daily choices can make a big difference in long-term kidney health. While milk and dairy products are often seen as healthy, certain types can actually be harmful for people with kidney concerns. Foods like cheese, ice cream, and whole milk are high in saturated fats, protein, and phosphorus, all of which can place extra stress on the kidneys. When your body digests these heavy dairy products, it produces more waste byproducts that the kidneys must filter out. In healthy kidneys, this isn't usually a big issue. But if your kidneys are already weakened, these byproducts, including excess creatinine and urea, can begin to accumulate in the bloodstream, making the problem worse. Cheese and ice cream are also loaded with sodium, which contributes to high blood pressure and water retention, two major enemies of kidney health. The high fat content can further increase the risk of heart disease, which often goes hand in hand with kidney problems. Backhand index pointing right. To protect your kidneys, try to limit full-fat dairy and choose alternatives. Low-fat milk, unsweetened yogurt, or plant-based options like almond or soy milk can provide nutrition without putting so much pressure on the kidneys. Small swaps like these can make a big difference for long-term kidney function. Although beans and nuts are usually considered healthy, for people with kidney concerns, they can become a hidden source of trouble. Foods such as red beans, black beans, almonds, cashews, and peanuts are naturally rich in purines and plant proteins. When purines break down in the body, they create uric acid, which increases the burden on the kidneys. For individuals with normal kidney function, moderate amounts of beans and nuts are generally safe. But when kidneys are weak, they struggle to filter out uric acid and protein byproducts effectively. This can lead to a buildup in the bloodstream, raising the risk of gout, kidney stones, and higher creatinine levels. Nuts and beans are also dense in phosphorus and potassium. While these minerals are essential for health, excessive amounts can be dangerous for people with impaired kidney function. High potassium levels, for example, can disrupt heart rhythm and put patients at risk of serious complications. Backhand index pointing right. If you have high creatinine or kidney disease, it's best to limit beans and nuts. Instead, choose lighter protein sources such as fish, lean poultry, or eggs. Managing intake carefully will help reduce kidney stress and keep creatinine under control. Fish is often praised as a healthy source of protein, but not all fish are safe for people with kidney problems. Certain types, such as tuna, salmon, and sardines, are particularly high in purines. When purines break down in the body, they form uric acid, which increases the strain on already weakened kidneys. High uric acid levels can contribute to the formation of kidney stones and worsen gout symptoms. At the same time, the extra protein load from these fish produces more creatinine, making it harder for the kidneys to keep blood clean. Over time, this combination of high uric acid and creatinine can significantly accelerate kidney decline. While these fish do provide healthy omega-3 fatty acids, the risks often outweigh the benefits for people with elevated creatinine or kidney disease. Regular consumption can push creatinine levels higher and increase toxin buildup in the bloodstream. Backhand index pointing right: the safest choice is to limit or avoid purine-rich fish. Instead, consider lighter protein sources such as white fish, like tilapia or cod, egg whites, or plant-based proteins. These are easier for the kidneys to process and help reduce the risk of further damage. One of the most dangerous enemies of kidney health is salt. Foods like fish sauce, pickled vegetables, salted snacks, and processed seasonings are packed with sodium. While a small amount of salt is necessary for the body, excess sodium quickly turns into a serious threat, especially for those with kidney concerns. Too much sodium causes the body to retain water, which raises blood pressure. High blood pressure not only damages blood vessels but also directly harms the kidney's delicate filtering system. Over time, this leads to reduced kidney function, higher creatinine levels, and an increased risk of kidney failure. Pickled foods and salty snacks are especially harmful because they contain not only sodium but also preservatives that further stress the kidneys. Regular consumption of these items traps the body in a cycle of swelling, high blood pressure, and toxin buildup. Backhand index pointing right: to protect your kidneys, it's essential to limit salt and salty foods. Choose fresh herbs, natural spices, or lemon juice to flavor your meals instead of relying on salty seasonings. By reducing sodium intake, you help your kidneys filter more efficiently, support heart health, and keep creatinine under control. While sugar might give a quick burst of energy, foods and drinks loaded with sugar are extremely harmful for your kidneys. Items like sodas, candies, cakes, and flavored syrups may taste sweet, but they create long-term damage inside the body. High sugar intake leads to inflammation throughout the body, which directly impacts the kidney's filtering system. Over time, sugar contributes to insulin resistance, obesity, and diabetes, three of the biggest risk factors for kidney disease. Once blood sugar remains constantly high, the kidneys are forced to work harder to remove the excess glucose, which raises the risk of further damage. Sugary sodas are especially dangerous because they combine refined sugar, artificial chemicals, and phosphates. These substances not only raise creatinine and uric acid levels but also accelerate kidney cell damage. Even fruit juices with added sugar can stress the kidneys if consumed in large amounts. Backhand index pointing right: to protect your kidneys, try to limit sugar and sweetened drinks. Replace sodas with plain water, herbal teas, or naturally flavored water. Choose fruits instead of candies to satisfy sweet cravings. Cutting back on sugar not only helps control creatinine but also improves heart health and overall energy. Alcohol may seem harmless in small amounts, but for people with kidney concerns, drinks like beer, wine, and liquor can be especially damaging. When alcohol enters the body, it acts as a toxin that must be filtered out by the liver and kidneys. If the kidneys are already weak, this added burden can quickly worsen their function. One of the biggest dangers of alcohol is that it disrupts the body's electrolyte balance. Alcohol acts as a diuretic, making you urinate more often. This leads to dehydration, loss of important minerals, and changes in sodium and potassium levels. For people with kidney disease, these imbalances can be life-threatening. Beer and certain liquors also contain purines, which increase uric acid levels. High uric acid, combined with dehydration, raises the risk of kidney stones, gout, and further creatinine buildup. Over time, frequent alcohol consumption greatly increases the risk of chronic kidney disease and even kidney failure. Backhand index pointing right. If you want to protect your kidneys, the best choice is to avoid or strictly limit alcohol. Replace it with water, herbal tea, or fresh juices. A small lifestyle change today can prevent serious kidney damage tomorrow. Caffeine is one of the most widely consumed stimulants in the world, found in coffee, tea, energy drinks, and even some sodas. While a small cup of coffee may be harmless for healthy individuals, excessive caffeine intake can be a hidden danger for those with kidney concerns. Caffeine acts as a powerful diuretic, which means it increases urination. When consumed in large amounts, this can lead to excessive fluid loss, dehydration, and electrolyte imbalances. Losing too much sodium and potassium makes it harder for the kidneys to function properly, adding unnecessary stress to an already weakened filtering system. Energy drinks are especially harmful because they don't just contain high doses of caffeine, they are also loaded with sugar, artificial additives, and stimulants. This combination raises blood pressure, spikes blood sugar, and forces the kidneys to work overtime. Over time, it may accelerate kidney decline and push creatinine levels higher. Backhand index pointing right. To protect your kidneys, it's best to limit coffee and avoid energy drinks. If you need a boost, try healthier alternatives like green tea, herbal tea, or simply staying hydrated with water. Balanced energy comes from rest, nutrition, and hydration, not from overloading on caffeine. Now that we've seen the foods and drinks that can increase creatinine and harm the kidneys, it's important to focus on what you should eat instead. Making the right dietary choices can ease the burden on your kidneys and support overall health. Backhand index pointing right. First, choose white meats like chicken, turkey, or lean white fish instead of red meat. These provide high-quality protein but are lighter on the kidneys and produce fewer waste byproducts. Backhand index pointing right. Second, include plenty of fresh vegetables and fruits in your meals. Leafy greens, carrots, cucumbers, and apples are rich in vitamins, fiber, and antioxidants. They help fight inflammation and support the body's natural detox process without overloading the kidneys. Backhand index pointing right. Third, always prioritize hydration with clean water. Replace sodas and sugary drinks with plain water or diluted lemon water. Proper hydration helps flush toxins, balance electrolytes, and keep creatinine levels in check. By making these simple swaps: lean protein, fresh produce, and clean fluids, you give your kidneys a chance to recover and function more efficiently. Remember, every small change in your diet is a step toward stronger kidneys and better health. Your kidneys work tirelessly every single day, filtering waste and keeping your body in balance. But when creatinine levels rise, it's a clear warning that your kidneys are under stress. The good news is that by making smart food choices, you can take control of your health and protect these vital organs. Avoiding the 10 harmful foods we've discussed: red meat, processed foods, fast food, full-fat dairy, beans and nuts, purine-rich fish, salty foods, sugary foods, alcohol, and excessive caffeine, can make a dramatic difference. Every meal you choose is either helping your kidneys heal or pushing them closer to damage. By cutting out these harmful items and replacing them with healthier alternatives, like lean white meats, fresh fruits and vegetables, and clean water, you're giving your kidneys the support they need to function more effectively. Lowering creatinine is not just about diet, it's about a lifestyle that values long-term health over short-term cravings. Backhand index pointing right. Take action today. Protect your kidneys, protect your life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together, we can spread awareness and help more people live healthier, longer lives.